Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Onward VR Master League. My name is NightFiree with two E's, and I'll be joined shortly by my co-caster Noman with a 4. Right now, we are prepping for a top-tier matchup, just sorting out all the tech bits and pieces. We should have Noman joining us here any minute.
Oh, he's already here, Nightfire. He is here. He's ready to go. He's excited for this matchup.
Excellent. I do have my co-caster here, and yeah, we got SMC Animal House. What I gotta get my bearings here. I think this is a Diamond v Diamond matchup, so both teams kind of vying for that master tier placement. And I think we should jump into pick bans here because the lobby should be up. It is up, and the teams should be hopping into that lobby pretty soon here. Coming from SMC, we have a Bazaar ban, and from Animal House, we have a Cargo ban. What are your thoughts on those?
So the cargo ban definitely makes sense. That is... I don't know if it's the strongest map. I'm trying to think about it. Yeah, so SMC has a really solid quick play on cargo. It is one of their better small maps. I think that Suburbia would be the better choice for the ban. That tends to be their sort of favorite. But cargo does make sense if Animal House doesn't really have anything, I don't know, solid that they can play on there. And the Bazaar ban from SMC, I don't know. I don't know that it really... it's an okay ban. I mean, Bazaar is one of those maps that either you know it or you don't.
Yeah.
So both of these are kind of like, okay, you know, it's not like a downfall ban where you sort of understand where that might come from if a team has solid plays on it. But yeah, I'm not super surprised by really either of these based on the teams that are playing.
For the first map, we will be getting into Suburbia, so we're sticking to the close quarters motto of the pick and bans and going to the next available option, which is Suburbia. We still have Tanker, Subway, Quarantine, and Downfall obviously on the field there. I do expect to see Quarantine today. I'd be surprised if we didn't. And I do anticipate, I don't know, we might not see Downfall today. I'd be a little bit surprised if we did, honestly. Tanker has been a more common pick lately, and even Subway I wouldn't really throw off the table.
Subway has been like a league favorite lately. I mean, it's been crazy how many times we've seen it. Last season, it was probably like 3 or 4. But I don't know. This time, I think we've seen it maybe 10 or 15 times just in these 2 weeks. It feels like. I don't know. I don't know what these maps are going to be. Suburbia makes sense. Choice by SMC, like I was just saying, but yeah, I don't think we're going to be seeing Downfall either. I tend to agree with you there. Neither of these teams really, you know, feel comfortable in their skin on that map, so to speak.
Maybe some of the new recruits a little bit better at the longer range, like Trip. But we'll see. We'll see what comes down the pipe as both squads ready up and get into the lobby. We will go into the active rosters for SMC Tactical and Animal House. Over on SMC, we have the Sickness, the team captain, Captain Soda, Edna Jordan, Landon Jordan, Mr. Beefy, Pone Cake, Miracle Dev, and Trip Nip. 2 new additions to the SMC squad there. And over on Animal House, we have Green Theft Auto, Steven, Will-O-Wisp, Box Toys, Enigma, F. Lipinski, and Wicked Hesk, with Dr. Sean on the bench. I don't think there's been any new roster pickups in either one. In Animal House, excuse me. Could be wrong though.
Yeah. So they did just pick up a couple. They picked up the 2 from Silent but Deadly, Dr. Sean, and the name escapes me now because I'm not looking at it.
Okay, Sean's a real new addition. Then he's not yet on the active on their roster. He's still in that 2-week timeout phase.
Yeah, he's in the cooldown. Enigma would be the second pickup.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they must have got him on a little bit earlier than Sean, as Enigma is available to come into this matchup, but it doesn't look like they're going to be using him. The Starting 5 for Animal House are Lipinski, Steven, Box Toys, Willow, Wisp, and Green Theft Auto. And so far on SMC Tactical, we have Sickness, Captain Soda, Trip Nip, Mr. Beefy. I'd anticipate maybe to see Land in there or Pone Cake coming in for SMT's 5th.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if with either of those. I think those two are sort of like their 10-pole players. Yeah, Pone Cake, it sounds like, is going to be the 5th. And indeed it is. So we've got 10 in the lobby. We're pretty ready to kick this thing off. I hope chat is ready because it's going to be a good one. I'm excited for this one. The grenade play on SMC's side for Suburbia is really something to behold, and one of the main reasons I wanted to pick this matchup up today.
Yeah, you definitely got to watch out for it. I don't think, although Animal House are a bit of a riotous bunch, I do anticipate them to really be coming out of this with some good form strategy. I know they all have been practicing and playing in comp lobbies and maintaining their honed skills, so this should be a pretty fun Diamond v Diamond matchup to get into in just a bit. Waiting for that. There he is, 5th one to ready up, and once both teams are ready, we'll be hopping into map 1, which is again Suburbia. If you did just miss that, the bans are Cargo and Bazaar, so we should see Suburbia to start it off, and then potentially, like we mentioned earlier, Quarantine, Tanker, Subway, or Downfall. I really don't.
I'm gonna call my shots and say Downfall is not in it. I don't think. I think it's gonna be. If I had to guess, we're gonna go Tanker and then Quarantine. That's gonna be my 2 choices.
Yeah, I think Quarantine's pretty much a given with those bans. I would have definitely anticipated Bazaar to be on the list of maps played if that wasn't one banned by SMC. Maybe they just feel that Animal House have a better track record there than themselves.
I think Animal House, they've had strong plays on Suburbia in the past. I don't think it is one of their tentpole maps anymore. I think it was maybe 2 seasons ago, but a lot has changed since then. They've definitely become stronger in the mid-range maps. So I think SMC still feels more comfortable here. I mean, we've seen SMC really dismantle teams on Suburbia these last couple of weeks, and I'm not really surprised by this pick. This is really pretty much sort of their, as I said, bread and butter. Yeah. Everybody is readied up, so we shouldn't be too far out from kicking this thing off. I do want to thank everybody for tuning in again. Game 2, this time we're bringing you the NA bangers. Had a nice EU matchup earlier today.
Standard beginner's performance, and I feel like the top teams usually will dominate their first 2 rounds and then sort of take it easy on the third one. You see even in that G-Men versus Globo match, that final map going 4-3, also pretty close. You know, these top teams just tend to slack on that third map once they've won the series, but we're just getting into this series as round 1 of map 1 between SMC Tactical and Animal House begins, and we'll see how SMC approach this objective. It is a middle house objective.
Yeah, this one is going to be a lot of fun to watch. We were just talking about this in the beginners matchup. This is probably my favorite objective to watch. Offenses try to dismantle the defense on, so I'm excited to see what SMC is going to come up with here as Animal House makes their push towards the center house. We've got 3 going inside. Green Theft opting for the window on the front side, and Steven covering lane 1.
A lot of nades coming out. Beefy does get caught out by one that rolls down the roof. He is able to be res, and some shots from Pone Cake onto Steven here in the corner.
Yeah, they are very close to each other. It's really just going to be a question of peaks. I think Steven is aware that there is a down here. Oh, but he made a little too much noise, and Pwnecake grabs the kill.
What an excellent shot from Pwnecake there to see that shift in hue in the grass, also basing his shots off of the sound, and a nice pickup for him. It quickly gets the revive, and just like that, SMC into a 5v4.
And now it's just going to be a question of how are they going to take this house apart. Is it going to be smokes on the first floor and trying to get nades up top? I mean, they've got to clear out Willow and Green Theft Auto in the sort of the front first floor if they want to get anywhere close. And it looks like Sickness is looking in that direction right now as he takes that slide position.
I wonder if he's seeing any of this shifting from Green Theft, because Green Theft is sort of adjusting his positioning here off these smokes, and I think Pwnecake able to catch one. Suppressive fire coming in, trip trading at the carport, and just like that, Animal House into a 2v5. Pwnecake gonna pick up the res here, and even it make it no kills for Animal House yet. It's all up to Lipinski and Box Toys in the top story.
Pretty common defensive positions. Wonder if Trip is going to be aware to check this corner behind him. The grenade coming out from Lipinski is going to be punished by Pwnecake, but
what a great team.
Matter.
You know, you were just going to say Trip doesn't have vision on that corner, but he was actually relying on Pwnecake to cover that angle instead as he pushed up. So they were both covering both their angles as they made their way. Instead of, normally what you do is maybe storm up the stairs with 5 and sort of risk trading. That was a very nice job to cover all the angles as they came up that stairwell, and SMC Tactical taking the Marsoc round and the lead 1-0.
Yeah, that was a pretty textbook push up the stairs there. I was following Trip's first person, so I didn't even have a chance.
I didn't see Pwnecake down there either covering the angle until he had the shots and killed the guy behind Trip.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, he's just going to push up by himself. Wonder if he's going to get caught out. But SMC showing why this map pick is strong for them, even though they have to start on offense, picking up that first offensive win. Now we'll see if Animal House can put together something similar as they look to attack this in round 2. I would imagine we're going to be seeing, I'm going to say, a quicker play, potentially slightly less coordinated, however.
We didn't see any shield come in there.
Negative, no shields.
I don't think we saw any shields earlier this afternoon on Suburbia either. I wonder if Animal House will break that out. Try and break into that front, into that stairway, get up to that second story. I think the daytime is definitely deterred. The adjustments to the shield and the inability to use the night vision and laser sight in the day has, I think, deterred that standard shield use on this map.
Yeah, I think the shield is still suffering from some issues with player models as well, just because of the way they've been sort of tweaked and how they shift underneath you without you really having any input about it. I think has made the shield a little bit of a weaker play, but I mean, we saw Raph using it in the Globochem game yesterday and doing very well. So it's really not unviable. It's just some players are not as comfortable with it now as they have been in past updates.
Sickness getting a bit aggressive here on this burning building. Does have the potential to peek and cause some serious havoc to the Animal House push up in this playground. And I think he's clicked in that there are some here at the playground as he hears the footsteps.
Trip finds green from the upstairs. Such a dangerous spot to peek, but it does pay off in this case. Steven not able to get the quick refrag, and Willow finds Sickness.
Sickness tried to peek the corner, and Willow was ducked behind the bench and managed to stay alive, but Pwnecake with the refrag. Nicely done, rotating out of that bottom story to go and pick that up, and it is resable, so Animal House can turn this back into a 4v4 if Lipinski or Box Toys get over there and pick up that res.
Not sure what that nade was going for. It looks like the other corner of the house. Maybe the tank, but caught on the edge of the roof there. Steven's nade not going to find any purchase, and we've still got 3 SMC tactical members upstairs. Pwnecake covering the first floor, and we'll see if Animal House can... I think they've got to get rid of Pwnecake. I mean, that's pretty obvious, and his position is relatively common. I just wonder if we're going to see, I don't know, sneak play, or maybe just, you know, shock and awe. A lot of smokes. A lot of frags. I'm curious what approach they're going to take. We saw SMC take the more tactical flashbang style approach.
Yeah, that downstairs position definitely going to pay off. Or already has paid off, excuse me, for Pwnecake as he managed to peek out there and get that refrag, but the res out, and we're into a 4v4 now. Will-O-Wisp. This crossing here between the tank and this fence is risky with no smokes. Boxtoy is really out there as well, and they do manage to get across. Nobody checking outside the 2-story. Beefy and Trip having no angles there. Nobody watching that. But that's a super risky crossing there. Usually you want to put a smoke or 2 just so you can get safely through that gap without getting shot from the 2-story.
Willow finds Beefy as he makes that check finally, and a nade coming out from, what was that? Lipinski's going to go a little wide.
Animal House fully circled around objective. They have Willow coming in from the porch. Boxtoys from the carport. Trip here able to find the peak off of shots from Willow and evening it out into a 3v3. Pwnecake may find himself in a bit of a skirmish here shortly as Boxtoys is inching his way into that bottom floor.
Sounds like Pwnecake is aware as he rushes the corner, but the trade will come out. It's a 2v2 now, as both are out.
Pinsky and Steven. Now it comes down to them with 2 minutes left on the clock. They have to breach the upstairs with Trip and Captain Soda guarding. I've seen a lot more successful entries up the stairwell than I've since the recent update. I don't know what, if it's because there is that new desk or people just don't feel as comfortable throwing nades up. Maybe this board here has really deterred a lot of you know, nade tosses through the rails. I don't know, but it's just been offensive had much more success coming up these stairs, and we'll see if Steven and Lipinski can team it. Use teamwork to get their way up there.
Oh, they're going to team it real good. Lipinski using a little bit of equipment trying to clear that first floor, but doesn't have to worry about it as the trade did come out. Pwnecake no longer covering that angle. We're seeing a pretty similar final defense to what we saw at the end of the series last round. Pinsky making a little bit of noise. Should alert SMC to his positioning, and yeah, he's running around. Oh, the C4 on the corner there. Finally disabled. 52 seconds, and now we're seeing Molotovs on the stairs. A great play, maybe a little early, as there will still be some time once that fire goes out for Animal House to try to clear the upstairs, but so far, holding back.
Starts to dwindle, and there it is out. Steven rushing up the stairs, can't find Trip. Now it's up to Lipinski, who can't win the trade between Soda, and the hold successful for SMC Tactical. And they go up 2-0.
And just a little, I mean, again, it was just missing that special sauce that we saw from Trip and Pwnecake, where you sort of collaborate on your push upstairs.
They didn't team it.
They didn't team it. They needed to do more teaming. That's what they were missing, was the team aspect of the team part. But yeah, I mean, you can sort of see the difference there when a team has a practiced play, or at least the the wherewithal to be able to understand, like, okay, I've got a member of my team pushing up the stairs. He's watching, this direction. I should be watching this direction. That doesn't come naturally to a lot of folks, and it's good to see SMC holding strong to that tenet. But Animal House by no means yet out of the series as we shift objectives to burning building this time.
You know what I want to know what the damage numbers are on the Molotov, because the last I had heard was that it's just not an effective utility. It doesn't do enough damage to deter. I think that's honestly the first time I've seen SMC use a Molotov in a league match, so I wonder if something's changed. Maybe that Molotov is a little bit more effective than it used to be, or teams are finally just starting to utilize it now. What do you think the reasoning is there?
Well, I mean, I know it's about, let's call it 3 hits, 3 damage cycles from the fire in order to down a player. I think the deterrent, it really comes from forcing the offense to second guess to push up the stairs, to waste a little bit of time. I don't know. I don't think there's been any real changes to it.
Well, you can't cap and fire is what you're saying. So it's actually, in terms of denying capping opportunities, you can cap on the stairs. So when the time came for the team to potentially go in for a cap, the fire did come out, and that's probably what it was used for, to deter anybody from sitting there and punching in a code on the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been used in the past in a league match as Steven finds Beefy with a nade toss. No Molotov there, but a nice toss up to lane 1. Will grab a down for him. Pwnecake now forced to try to rotate out, and Steven could catch this cross if he's a little cheeky and makes this peek at the right time. He might get Pwnecake here, and it looks like he's just going to stay tucked in.
Shots from Sickness through the fence, just some suppressive fire through the smoke to make sure nobody's really charging up to that middle lane. And there is the revive coming in, so Beefy and Pwnecake will be facing off against Steven. Steven's in a real far forward position. You look at the rest of his team, they're all tucked back by objective, by the tank. And he's managed to get up here and kind of throw off this push from Beefy and Pwnecake. How much longer he can delay them.
So far, we haven't seen a lot of these SMC utilities paying off. Pwnecake finding Steven as he makes that peek in lane 1.
Some good smokes, though. A nice smoke from Pwnecake over here. Trip redirecting that. And a lot of utility is coming out now from SMC over towards the objective. They're trying to smoke out the tank, smoke out box doors, and make their approach onto objective. Green Theft redirecting the smoke himself, and F. Lipinski picking up Captain Soda. Trip is prone here. Can't get past Green Theft, though, or Box Doors both watching that corner, and SMC down to 3 as more smokes begin to come in from Pwnecake and Beefy, as Pwnecake is able to get Box Doors. Will-o'-the-Wisp looking for the refrag, as well as Lipinski on the backside.
Green Theft just missing the rotation from Sickness, but as long as Lipinski keeps holding that angle, I don't think Sickness is going to be the one that gets in here, but actually Lipinski suppressed a little bit there and pads out for Sickness. He's on OBJ. Green Theft's not aware if he's not careful. This is a cap.
Oh my goodness, they don't see it, and we nearly missed it in the midst of the firefight. SMC going up 4-0 on map 1 with a cap to get it. Wow, oh my goodness, the worst way to lose a map.
That is so unfortunate, but what a great defensive read there. I mean, he just got in. I don't know if he told his team to start making some noise, but he made that rotation. They kept Lipinski suppressed. Green Theft was just confused as to where there was so much gunfire from. Doesn't make the check on the objective, and SMC grabbed themselves an easy map 1 win, or at least it seemed easy from the way that those rounds went.
Hey, our fellow caster Trip with 4 kills. Pwnecake with 8. Nearly breaking the 10-kill meter there. And I don't know if... I think one thing I didn't call out, but I noticed we did have someone on French Onward Union on Suburbia break 10 kills last round, so... Something you don't get...
toxic.
Yeah, something you don't get to see often.
The last
Great play by them, though. Especially on that final map
look at
versus
this.
beginners. But I mean, this is craziness. What is happening right now, Knight? I don't understand.
They heard your words.
They heard me badmouth their downfall, and now it is my downfall, as that's what we're going into for our second map.
It is indeed, and I understand that, especially if you're going to go into the Volk advantage. I think downfall lends itself the most to Volk. You know, you can really stay tight, force that Marstock team to sweat it out for an entire 6 minutes as they try and get close to the objective. And you can just wait for them to get into your kill box. I do anticipate SMC to obviously look for some early picks like a lot of teams do. But to start on Volk and on this map, it makes sense. I get it. So we'll see how it shapes up. I don't know what to expect, honestly. I don't know what kind of strategies we're going to see at all.
I feel like it's been a long time since I've seen an Animal House or an SMC downfall. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I just, those names do not coincide.
No,
with the
I'm really
downfall
trying to think. Like, I think SMC most of the time ban downfall.
That sounds correct to me. Like I said, I don't think either of these. I know that Animal House definitely has liked it in the past, but in recent memory, I can't remember. I know for a fact that the common history between these teams, they have never played downfall since season 5. They've played 3 matches. Of those 3 matches, they've done Bazaar, Suburbia, Subway, and Cargo. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I really can't think of a time. I can see from the statistics, SMC has had 1 downfall day in their all-time history ever. They did not win it either. And Animal House has, let's see, 12 in all-time history. So a little bit more, but when you compare it to the next highest, it's 21 rounds of Cargo. Versus 12 of, you know what I mean? So it's not a common map for either of these teams.
Breaking new ground as we hop into round 1 for map 2. SMC on the defensive, Animal House on the offensive. They have that old Marstock spawn, and it looks like they're going to send 2 south, maybe 3 south, as Willow is going to rotate around to that ravine, and 2 over to the north. Try and pinch in on that objective. It's going to take a lot of time for them to rotate, though, as downfall does, and curious to see if they can find any picks or rotations out of SMC's defense. Lipinski here with a silenced bolt action sniper.
Some communication from SMC regarding positioning. Nothing.
You're missing out. You gotta catch this, Snowman. You're telling me we need. You're telling me we need time. We need all the time in the round for this, huh?
Yeah. Clearly, yeah. Clearly that there's not enough round time. Well, it is sad to see Animal House sort of giving up the the serious attempt on the map. So SMC is looking like the favorite here for this series.
Oh,
I could definitely understand.
It is very standard Animal House. I don't know. I guess, you know, to see them playing patty cake after losing 4-0, you'd want to see a little bit of focus trying to lock it in here. But it is downfall. It is kind of the long range map. SMC aren't really going to send anybody out on a rotation at this point. You're going to have to go into their lines of sight. And so we'll see what Animal House decide to do. No shots coming in from that sniper yet as he rotates around here to the south to join Bokstoys on the approach. .340 on the clock. Green Theft and Steven sort of waiting to make their move until that south squadron is in position. Captain Soda may be the first one that they encounter.
Yeah, looks like Animal House still getting into position on the south side. I think they were waiting on Green Thefts and Stevens positioning to be called in before they started to move. So a little bit of tomfoolery, I suppose, would be all right. But you would think you would want to spend that time scopes in looking for the enemy. SMC, though, relatively tucked in. Not
Yeah.
going to be easy to spot regardless of how hard you're looking. Yeah, I mean, I guess Mr. Beefy is really the most exposed, as he is just out on the West Street here, the meat truck. But it's going to take a little bit of movement from Animal House to try to get an angle onto his position. They've got only 2.5 minutes left. I mean, they've got to start making this push onto objective. We're starting to see the smoke from Steven come out. Captain Soda now aware of this rotation, and Steven's going to barrel up to this house. I'm not sure he's going to be ready for Captain Soda, and indeed he's not. Animal House down 1 already. Green Theft opting for this slow approach, now looking for a pick onto Center Hotel.
Might prompt Captain Soda to peek out here, but I think he's going to stay diligent and tucked into that bottom floor. A minute 30. These guys have been taking a bit too much time. They have been going too slow. They really got to start to hustle if they're all the way over here on the south and they want to make their way to objective.
Yeah, the amount of time that has been spent. I mean, now is when your patty cake starts to really bite you. Clearly, you are not on the timing that you're looking for. You've already lost one in the north. You got to start making your push on the south, whether or not you've identified any enemies. 60 seconds. I mean, it'll take you 40 seconds just to get up there, and Willow makes the first push, but Beefy easily able to pick him off as he pushes up the street.
Another Molotov coming out from Beefy. Not really an effective toss. But there's only 45 seconds left. And look at where Green Theft is. Look at where these attackers are. They are not managing the distance of downfall appropriately. Box Toy's catching some rounds in the shoulder and getting a heal in. With 30 seconds left, he basically would have to full sprint and get the code in 5 seconds if he wanted to make it in time.
Yeah, now Box Toys is picked up, and I mean, this is just systematic dismantling of these players. Captain Soda finds the north, 15 seconds remaining, and it's looking like time is going to be the winner here.
Yeah, the patty cake.
He runs out of it.
The patty cake not paying off here, and the sniper obviously not able to really charge forward as time dwindles to 0. SMC will take their defensive round 1-0. Just not enough attention to the time.
I don't know. There was a lot of time spent in one building for a lot of those players, just sort of watching the same angles, and at some point, you know, it's diminishing returns. You can't spend 2 minutes staring at a window. If they're not peeking it, they're not peeking it. You've got to find a new angle. You got to find a new approach. You know, have your teammates make some noise, force the defense to rotate, something like that. But that was just one by one, every member of Animal House running into gunfire. And for downfall, sometimes the map just feels like that. I totally understand it, but at the same time, you've got to have some sort of plan, some sort of coordination when you're coming into these objectives, and we just haven't seen that yet. We'll see if SMC can show us a better example of it, but based on the amount of times they've played Downfall, I can't imagine this is going to look any different, really. Their defense was solid, but we'll see what they can bring to offense. It is definitely a newer, fresher SMC we've been seeing this season.
I do expect some smoke plays and solid approach from SMC here. Does depend on what spawn they get, and if they can move quickly. They do get that fast north spawn.
We'll see if that makes a big difference. I mean, obviously that south positioning can be tough. It's just a lot of ground to cover, and that center hotel is just a behemoth in terms of overcoming the various angles that it has. Triple gonna find Steven right out the box. CG is a little late to rotate to his position.
It's real risky peeking this. They did manage to get one tucked into that back two-story, and he did have an angle on a Trip's head, but couldn't quite see it because he is so far. So a nice pickup for him, and look at how fast SMC are pushing up here. Captain Soda already got in control of the two-story and takes Green Theft as he tries a super late rotation. I don't think that would have worked out in any way, even if I feel like somebody would have found, I don't know, maybe it would have paid off. Captain Soda, though, able to push up and catch it. And now SMC in a 5v3.
Yeah, Captain Soda's going to have to deal with Willow here, but if he can find him, this is going to open up the north in a big way. I think Willow should be aware of this. He's got to be careful about his positioning. If he gives up this north, it's, I mean, almost definitely a cap. If you let everybody come in through that ice cream truck side, that helicopter bungalow side, you can just walk right into that building and punch in the code, no problem. So he's got to be careful about that. We're seeing Box Toys rotate out of Center Hotel. He's on the first floor now.
Bonecake has control of the center, and Sickness is going to be going in to join Captain Soda in the north. The smokes are going to start to come in here as Ponecake's actually going to walk his way up the center, kind of sending that smoke in all sorts of directions into a wide array. And here are the shots coming out from Willow over towards the duo in the north. Willow's dropped back. Meanwhile, Ponecake's pushed up, and he might find the shots onto Willow in his new position, but Box Toys is here and able to push. Don't know if Ponecake anticipates anybody being inside this three-story here in the center.
I mean, Box Toys' position is, it's not uncommon, but it is one that a lot of players and teams will forget to check. It just seems, it's like one of those, like, no one's going to be outside the building. That would be silly. And then you turn the corner and there's an enemy there waiting for you. But between Willow and Box Toys, Ponecake is going to have a hard time getting through here. Lipinski finds a sniper shot onto Soda. Nice and long range there into that West Red truck building, but the revive will come out.
Two inside of East Red truck.
3 minutes left. SMC with the two-man advantage, playing it up 5-3.
Lipinski trying to get another sniper shot. Can't get that rotation out. Meanwhile, Ponecake here in the bottom floor should be running into Box Toys, peeks around the corner and catches him, and Lipinski can't get those shots either, so SMC in now a 5v2.
Yeah, Lipinski's position here is not, I mean, it's a good spot to watch the front of this objective, but that weapon is going to be his downfall, so to speak. It's not quick enough for these 5 members of SMC Tactical if they decide to converge.
More shots from Lipinski missing, and now Ponecake is going to make his way to pressure Lipinski in that two-story. Oh, and a team kill from Trip up on the hill.
Unfortunate kill. Lipinski will confirm that.
Going to come down now to Sickness and Soda making their approach up through the Blackhawk side of things in the center of the map. They still have Lipinski with Overwatch on OBJ, and they're going to have to deal with Willow when they try and make this cross, so we'll see how they do that. I don't know if they have any utility left.
Should be at least a couple of smokes still rattling around in that setup. Willow catches around there.
Sickness is pushing here. He's up on the corner. He's on objective. He's ducked behind the wall. Lipinski's not going to be able to take these shots. He doesn't even know he's here. And Sickness is going to get another cap for SMC on Downfall in map 2.
There it is. 3-0 is the score. Lipinski picked up at the end there, but too little too late. As I was saying, it's just it's a good spot, but you can't really run sniper by yourself. It's just the 2A. You gotta get out and move around, maybe find a different gun because there's just too many of them. Still up at the end there, and Sickness makes the right call, punches in the code, and now SMC looking to quickly sweep these first 2 maps. I mean, today is the day of blowouts. Animal House needs to put something together to stay alive here if they don't want to end up like French Onward Union and get 8-0'd on this map. I don't know. We're gonna need to see more coordination, right? I mean, that's really what we're missing, is Animal House just not having that energy and that coordination on their push.
Yeah, it's I think it's going to keep going SMC's way, just because I know SMC have really, you see Animal House doing patty cake versus SMC doing scrims and practicing and recruiting really top tier players into their roster. That's already incredibly strong. I mean, adding Trip and Miracle Dev to that team are 2 really strong additions. I'm surprised we haven't seen more from Dev, honestly.
Yeah, I think SMC still a little hesitant to run some of the newer players. Trip, I think, making one of his first debuts in the early rounds. He's played a couple of 3rd round maps after SMC has secured wins, but we'll be seeing that as the season rolls out. They are still pretty fresh.
And this is interesting. Animal House have not tried to hide this spawn, so SMC are aware of it, and we're going to see a really aggressive SMC defense here. They're sending 3 into the center house. And I think Animal House know that their position is blown as the smokes are coming in to try and get them up into position. Mr. Beefy's going to take the top roof, Pwnecake the 2-story, and they're going to have a real hard firing line onto the front here as Box Stories is pushing up real aggressively.
He's in a good spot. He could definitely get in behind while the rest of the team is sort of taking shots. Willow finds Beefy with a nice headshot onto the roof. Box picks up Sickness as well. Oh. Just like that, SMC's defense a little over-aggressive, it would seem.
Yeah, they definitely maybe not respecting the skill that's still in there with Animal House. Even if they aren't playing on a coordinated level right now, you still can't really afford to fling yourself at them, and that goes to show right there as Willow finds one. And yeah, they're now into a 5v3 as Box Toys enters in to the bottom floor to find Pwnecake potentially. Oh my goodness, and a double from Pwnecake sprinting around the corner, guns blazing, and SMC, just like that, tie it up 3-3.
Yeah, you can never underestimate Pwnecake in a vacuum. I mean, he is definitely the strongest 10-pole player of that team right now. And Lipinski's going to have to push out of his position here. I mean, this house is really only so effective. That sniper not really working out so far on the day. And a little check nade from Pwnecake. Going to go a little far, not going to catch Steven out as he looks to try to clean up the rest of Center Hotel. There is a long rotation coming out by Willow into these North Marsoc towers.
Yeah, he did manage to drop back there earlier onto that north, little bit of a dip and push up. Steven's able to find Pwnecake from behind the wall, and they may be able to do something pretty tricky here. If they can get Willow in the backside, he may be able to come in from downstairs and cap the objective.
Yeah, the call-out's coming out from Steven. They have identified Captain Soda's position. Trip, the only one, I think right now, that is a wild card for Animal House's offense that they'll have to figure out. But Willow rotating now through this ravine here. He's going to find the back of Captain Soda if he's not careful. That call-out is through, so he should be aware.
Soda's down, and now they're in trouble. Trip has to crash over to the objective. And Will-O-Wisp, he's going to be able to get 2, and Animal House are going to be able to get a cap of their own. Put things 3-2.
And there it is. That's the push they needed.
Wow.
We can see SMC underestimated Animal House a little bit there.
I think everybody was, honestly. I think I was a little bit. I thought SMC really looking so strong here. I could see how they could, kind of dip into a bit of a lull, a bit of sense, a false sense of security as Animal House do take advantage, and yeah, they're right back in it. They can get this Volk round, tie things up 3-3, and push it to a map 3 for the series if they can win this map.
Not out of the woods just yet, but we'll see what this defense looks like. As so far, they've struggled to put up a good defense on this map or Suburbia. This would be their first Volk win of the series if they do pull this defense off for the tie. So, no small amount yet to have to go through, but we'll see. SMC also looking pretty solid. Definitely not looking like a team that's only played one official downfall map.
Brief pause as we have some players dipping in and out of the lobby. Should be back into the action shortly, though. Oh, imagine that. Real shortly. As we hop into round number 5 of map 2.
That is correct. See that northeast spawn? So this is corner to corner of the map. No quick spawn for SMC to try to answer back with.
I think Trip and Sickness are still going to look for rotations out of this spawn point.
Yeah, I'm trying to cut off on this side over here.
And they're looking to box in this defense. Some of the talk from the SMC side is let's not let them get all the way over to, Center Hotel or the helicopter bungalows, but I don't think they have to worry too much about that as Animal House stacks the defense heavily in the objective building. They've got 3 on objective. Steven right across the way, and the only member off position a little bit is Willow up in the white tower.
Good overwatch position to back up Steven and make sure he doesn't get flanked, and he is going to see some potential action shortly as Beefy is making his way here and may find an angle out of the window.
SMC still getting set up.
Definitely one of the slower rounds on Marsoc so far. Not trying to push up too quickly into an early spot. Nobody really sprinting fast to get up anywhere. I guess the farthest one they have is Beefy up there on that hilltop. Trip also somewhat forward here as he manages to get into the center building in the middle of the map. We'll have a nice suppressive firing position down to that dumpster building on objective. And that's what he's trying to do, trying to find some picks there.
Starting to see some smokes coming out from the south side here. Not really the kind of placement I think they wanted. They wanted that to land over by White Tower and block Willow's view of it, but right now he's still got a free and clear option. Beefy laying some fire down towards OBJ, but Green Theft's gonna find Trip in those center bungalows. SMC now down 4-5.
Lots of shots, lots of trading going on here. Beefy trying to find some kills. Captain Soda able to pick up Lipinski. Lipinski really caught between two LMGs there as he couldn't avoid the hail of bullets from SMC. And I think the approach that they were going to go for is potentially to send Ponecake in for a cap underneath. He does have to deal with Willow, who's up here in the White House. I don't even think Willow's aware of Ponecake positioning back here, though.
No, definitely not yet. It doesn't seem like he'd heard the sounds. I wonder if there's just a lot of communication happening on the Animal House side. I know the radio can be troublesome sometimes. A little bit of check shots coming out. Not going to find them, but the call-outs do alert Willow, and he does find the kill.
Yeah, Boxtoy's using the new crate there to get cover. Green Theft finding Soda. He may find another, as he's now suppressing Sickness, and Sickness goes down. SMC are going to be giving up this round and putting it to a 3-3. Unless Beefy can pull some magic.
Definitely wouldn't put it past him, but he's got a long way to go. This defense is set up quite nicely on this Obi. This is what they needed in those first rounds as well.
I think that cap probably revitalizing their focus just a bit, and yeah, we're going to go into a 3-3. I expect them to be pretty locked in for this next approach, and I anticipate to see some good Animal House teamwork, honestly, coming in for their next Marsoc round. I am really counting Beefy out here, but he's up against 1v4. It's a tall order.
Yeah, the call-outs from Lipinski. I mean, it's 1v4. There's still one down, and his position just happens to be exactly where he can spot out Beefy's approach. So we should be seeing hearing the call-outs come out here in just a second as Beefy pushes up. And Willow checks the corner, finds the kill in Animal House. Even things up here for the first time this series, 3-3. This is more like the Animal House I see. This is what Suburbia should have looked like as well. But coming alive here in the second map, now having to get this win on Marsoc to try to take it to the decider third map.
SMC have been looking good on defense, although they have let a cap in, so I suppose anything is possible here in Animal House. Like I said, if they can get the coordination that they've shown on that last defensive round here onto the offense, SMC are not going to be able to slack. They're going to have to play it real tight if they want to be able to hold on to the round in the map. It is series decider, too, coming up here if SMC can get this.
Either way, it's going to be pretty exciting. The chat's already abuzz about both teams. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you're clipping all this good stuff. Got a couple of nice little cap plays that I'm sure the weekly VR Respawn recap show would love to see. So make sure you're getting those in. We do appreciate that. Yeah, I am excited. I don't know, any predictions on map 3? I'm kind of feeling... I'm gonna say, ooh, it's such a tough one. I'm gonna say Q1. I'm gonna say SMC is gonna take it to Q1 if this doesn't go the way they want it.
I could also see a tanker pick honestly come in, but they've been doing real good on that map. But yeah, Q1 still on the plate, and I don't know. We'll see. We'll see just if that third map is going to be the series decider, or if it's going to be another practice round for both squads as we go into round number 7, of map 2. Round 6. There's a cap. I didn't do the math right. Dang it.
So close. Steven sending some shots down range already, as they're able to spot out some of the defenders crossing to that South Watch Tower trip. Making his way upstairs. That is going to be a real tough position for Animal House to deal with.
Mr. Beefy from the top of the hill able to catch Willow with a long shot, and it's an instant kill too. And yeah, they really got to smoke that crossing if they want to get past this beefy position here. So it should see some utility coming out to help them get across. And there it is, that green smoke coming in.
And information being radioed in. I wouldn't imagine SMC needs to reposition too much. Trip's positioning here is pretty good for watching this West Street. So I think they can just hold their ground. Really, they just need one, maybe two more picks to sort of finalize these pushes. Ponecake taking some shots out towards the east. He calls out one dead, but I don't see anyone dead.
I think
a little bit of a miscount there.
Seeing the tip of the barrel of the tank as a what looked to be a body. There's so many things you can get mixed up here in this game is what looks like a person and what isn't, especially depending on what headset you're using, what resolution you're super sampling at, all these different things coming into effect in terms of how good your vision is in the game. It's like being able to afford 20/20 eyes.
Yeah, exactly. We're seeing the same problem now, though. 4 minutes left. We've still got Lipinski basically in spawn. Box Toys only just now making this push to the stables, and they've got to find a little bit more rhythm, a little bit more speed if they want to get up to this this objective relatively quickly. 3 minutes and 40 seconds on downfall can feel a lot faster than it actually is.
Yeah. They honestly are going to have to keep moving through the majority of this time if they want to be able to get into a position to get the objective. SMC still 5 strong as well, so they have one up on that hill who's going to be a real tough customer to get rid of, and he'll have that coverage of the backdoor entry. So they have Beefy and Soda, instead of focusing on that underground or the downstairs cap potential, are able to focus forward instead.
Beefy.
Oh, I suppose we're on a different objective now.
Beefy catches a couple of rounds there from Green Theft on the call out to Steven, and now he's going to stay tucked in, but Trip showing why that position is so dangerous up on the South Watch. He's going to catch Green Theft as he crosses down. Now Steven's going to have a hard time trying to get that res.
Anyone see the valley? Is there anyone by me? Because I just got another shot on me. It's fine. I'll just stay tucked in.
It's going to be a difficult res for Steven to make, but a key one. And if Triple is caught not watching this angle, this could pay off for Animal House. This actually would end up putting them pretty close to the OBJ.
Does get it.
There it is. A nice res, and absolutely required if they're going to try to make this push, but by no means still out of danger as Trip and Beefy both lasered in on that position.
Captain able to catch out Box Toys, trying to rotate up to the center. And they only have 1:30 now. Time has really dwindled, and Lipinski's so far away from objective. He's 1 of 3. He's going to send out a drone now. If you remember last time they were on Marsoc, Lipinski was not there in time as well, so has to be aware of how much time he has left and how much ground he has to cover. He only has Steven and Green Theft here relatively close.
Yeah, this is such a tough push to make and a time crunch. There's still a lot of positions that are dangerous for them. Ponecake going to be easily spotting that cross, but Lipinski finds a shot on Trip across the map. That's going to ease up a little bit of the pressure. Steven finds Captain Soda in the upstairs, and 60 seconds left. Only 3 members of SMC remaining as Animal House start crashing in.
Green Theft goes down.
Finds Green Theft, finds Lipinski as they cross out in the open, and now it's just up to Steven. 40 seconds left, but Ponecake finds all of them. Long range secures the series for SMC in map 2.
Homecake with 7 kills and 8 kills last round, so he is really doing work for his team today. And yeah, SMC securing the series. I anticipate now to really go into something like Tanker. I'd be surprised if we went into quarantine for this final map. But maybe SMC do want to get some practice and secure the series a little bit stronger, get themselves a little bit more MMR, because we do play out that third map.
I have found that a lot of teams will opt to play an off map if they've already won the series, especially if they're being casted so as not to give away any, state secrets, as it were, on those maps. So I would not be shocked to see something a little bit off kilter here as a choice from SMC, but it's like that is going to be the case, as we do see NightFire's prediction. Tanker going to be the third map we will be going to.
I think this is probably, we just had a pretty dang close battle on Downfall 3-3, but I do think this Tanker map has the potential to be also a pretty close couple of rounds. Both teams do pretty well on the close quarters maps, so you got to be careful of caps. I guess on both sides, the Animal House is able to prove that they can cap themselves on Downfall, but SMC have gotten a cap each map so far onto Animal House, so I would be surprised if they didn't get one here on Tanker.
There's a map that lends itself to a lot of those sneaky smoke plays, and we call the Kansas City Shuffle. Everybody looks left, you go right. Those kinds of interesting plays, and yeah, I don't know. Both of these teams definitely strong on Tanker. There's no easy way to call this one. Animal House definitely going to be looking for a third map win. We will see. It's going to be an interesting one. It's so funny to see this sort of like resurgence of these I don't know what to call them, like these redheaded stepchild maps.
The lesser played.
Yeah, really just like how many times did we see Subway in the season, in season 7? I can probably count it on one hand.
Yeah.
And already in 2 weeks, we've probably seen it more than we've seen it in 2 seasons. And again, Tanker's another one that we've seen Globo pick into it. We've seen, obviously, the Danglers love to play this map. It's a big resurgence of these smaller maps, and I'm not sure what's causing it. Maybe a little bit of fatigue for longer maps with, long round timers, and I don't know. We could speculate all day, but Tanker is what we're going to be seeing, and I am excited all the more for it.
I don't think we're having... Was Wicked Hex in for Animal House?
No, he was not. That is going to be a rotation in. But no changes on the SMC side, so not going to be seeing Miracle Dev in this third map.
Could also be a scheduling thing. A lot of reasons for running a certain, particular rosters, but both squads are in and ready, so we should be hopping into Tanker shortly. Not sure what the delay is. Both teams are in the lobby. But thank you for hanging out and patiently waiting for this final map. Animal House losing both ones, albeit just barely on downfall to SMC Tactical. And now we are going into the MMR round, so to speak, to help determine just how much MMR will be win or loss.
Yeah, first round kicking off, so we've got that upstairs east side OBJ.
Oh, and Steve almost going down. He's going to put a little heal in, and quick couple of shots from SMC.
I'm just waiting for those picks. Animal House not getting overly aggressive on the defense, but setting up just a little bit more forward than normal. Box Toys really just leading the charge here as he looks for Pone Cake on this corner. Pone Cake looking for him as well, though. Should have already noticed him. The shots ring out. He does find Box Toys in the advanced position, and now Animal House dealing with a man down less than a minute in.
Couple of
A nice little trade there.
Yeah. A lot going on here. Hard to keep track of exactly who is pushing, as Animal House now only have 3 left alive. Beefy able to find another, and just some real odd angles coming in here as they're able to find these cross shots through the crate or through the crates, and now Animal House have to invest Lipinski and Wicked Hex on top of objective.
And this is a smart play. This is a team known for these quick, advantageous caps. Wicked Hex rushes a corner, finds Pone Cake. Trey does come out. He is resable. Wicked making a call out there that was incorrect, forcing Lipinski to make a silly rotation. I think he was calling out. Maybe he was calling out Sickness. I suppose he was close enough, and he's like, there's one on objective, and it seemed like Lipinski was a little surprised by that call out as he was on objective. Doubles back, but Sickness finds the kill, and SMC go up 1-0. Nothing too crazy about that approach. I've been kind of thinking about it here as we wait for the next round. I mean, pretty standard push over the top. I'm surprised we didn't see more utilization of those tunnels below, but those can be quite challenging just because exiting the building is so dangerous, especially if you're on your own. A lot of teams will not commit players that way. But really nothing out of the ordinary for that play. We'll see if Animal House opts for a largely topside approach here in round 2 as well.
Diving into the gameplay for round number 2 of map 3. SMC defending the upper objective, and we'll see if there's any early shots from Animal House and any early picks coming in. If it's possible. Beefy also looking for some early shots and immediately putting rounds down range as Animal House rotate out of spawn.
I mean, the smokes are in. The quick play looks like it's trying to happen, but Box Toys out early. Pokecake with a nice check there. Throws the flash, but a little too early. Nobody there to be punished by it yet. The smoke is redirected back towards Animal House.
I think Wicked Hex is going to go grab that and throw it back to Pokecake.
Oh, There it is. Yeah, in fact, they're just playing a game of catch. A little fun, high stakes game of catch.
Sickness
Beefy
tossing
does.
the detonator over to Pwnecake there, and yeah, the kills coming in. There's only 2 left now. Lipinski and Willow on the downside as Captain Soda begins his rotation down there to look for him.
Just 3 members of Animal House remaining. Wicked has to have the support of Willow and Lipinski before he makes this push through the middle. I think they need that distraction. Far too many members of SMC upstairs.
Lipinski and Willow could hear the conversation between Pwnecake and Sickness from down under, and Trip actually guarding that lane, catches Willow trying to get a little bit over aggressive and not checking his angles. Pwnecake takes care of Wicked Hex up top, and now it's all up to the final member. Lipinski downstairs here is approaching Trip's hold. Trip nearly going down with the shots. Goes for the repeat, can't find Lipinski, and Lipinski's going to rotate back around towards Soda's side of things. Actually, yeah, I think he was going to try and drop back all the way back to the spawn and come up from down there and maybe try and readjust. But Sickness is pushing. They don't want Lipinski to be able to rotate.
Yeah, they got real aggressive on that defense there. Now they know they've got 4 down. They should have an accurate count. Lipinski gonna have a hard time finding his way through this defense as they've all stacked the upstairs.
Everyone die.
He's opting for that long rotation. 3 minutes left, though, on Tanker. That is quite a bit of time. There is technically hope, but the way SMC has been playing, it's a pretty slim margin that Lipinski is working with here, and I would imagine SMC is expecting this long rotation.
He had so much time to do this. I think when he checked his clock, he had 4 minutes left. Now only with 2:30. He still has plenty of time to make his way towards objective, but yeah, he's going to go into a lot of SMC.
It was a tough situation to be in. I mean, your best bet here, grab some equipment, grab some frags, try and toss them into the most common spots. You can get a smoke or 2 down. I don't even know that I would toss it. He does hear the footsteps of Beefy as he rushes through, and Beefy goes down, makes it a 1v4. Pwnecake alerted. Now aware of Lipinski's position.
Ooh, a nade. That's just a smoke, though. If that was a frag, it could have wreaked some havoc onto Pwnecake, and Lipinski's pushing up here. A little back and forth as Pwnecake did start to push Lipinski. Lipinski dropping back.
Does find the kill on him, but time is against him now as Sickness looks for him, does find him in the end, and SMC will grab themselves 2 rounds here in Tanker.
Just slowly facing off against the SMC team 1v1, and finally Sickness able to win the trade, and SMC now potentially looking for a cap opportunity and securing the entire series, all 3 maps.
Is looking very strong. They have got the downstairs objective, which is ripe for the capping. I mean, if you've got the right play for this, definitely could go quickly in your favor, especially if Animal House opts for a I would say off-center approach to the defense. If they try to, focus on tunnels rather than the actual objective, could be dangerous, but we will see what happens here. Animal House really struggling to put things together against SMC. All across the board, Suburbia going 4-0. Downfall did come down to a 4-3, but it had to be a full comeback from Animal House from a 3-0 situation. So they've definitely had a bit of an issue warming up. Now it is time for this third round of map 3. And it does seem like there is a prepared situation here that SMC is talking about. Captain Soda and Sickness here pushing down into the tunnels. Shots from Animal House ringing out as they look to check these corridors. Steven and Lipinski pushed heavily in. There is one down with the C4. Steven finds Pumcake as he rushes in. Trip second guessing that push. Mr. Beefy finds Wicked Hex on the other side, and now it's a 4v3. Animal House already losing 2 there as Pumcake grabbed 1 prior to the C4 going off. Smoke's now coming in. Sickness and Beefy pinching on both sides, and that's going to be unfortunate because a team kill will come out. Box Toys caught in the mix. Willow cleaning up Sickness as well. Captain Soda now in. The callouts are in. Willow does find that kill as well, and now it's a 1v2. Trip picks up Beefy. Can they find Willow here? Steven's still trying to deal with that center hallway. Not really prepared for this push on the inside. He should be checking this angle. Any second now. Willow makes the rotation. Beefy with the nice shots over the top of Trip. Steven finds both, however. And Animal House will grab themselves their first defensive win. An intense series there. All happening in the span of about 70 seconds.
A nice attempted push there. The unfortunate team kill coming in, really hampering SMC Tactical's ability to push in there, and it looked good. They moved up real early into their positions, and you know they know the timing of the spawn, so they knew they could get there in time.
It was a great set of plays. The equipment utilization was really good. That early C4 catching 1 out as well was definitely a boon for them. I think that we're going to be seeing something similar from the SMC defense here as they look to set up their defense in round 4 and try to keep the train rolling here on Tanker Map 3. Looking to try to take all 3 away from Animal House if possible.
Really big double kill there out of Steven to get his team back into this last map.
Exactly what they need, but now they're going to be looking for a cap. That's going to swing it in their direction in a big way. I think that is priority number 1 for this Animal House offense.
Diving into round number 4. Map 3, Animal House and SMC, and Animal House on the offensive. We'll see if they push up as fast, and it doesn't look like. Look at how much slower the timing is here. Look at how much more afraid they are to push up this lane. Captain Soda able to catch out Will-O-the-Wisp, and Box Toys here may find himself into a trade shortly. That smoke just not working for him in the tight corridor.
That's going to be a tough one for Trip to spot out. With his positioning, he's sending shots downrange towards Box, but they're not going to find any purchases. He stays tucked into the inside of the wall there. Just avoids the fire.
Wicked Hex coming in from that stair. Does get pretty close. Captain Soda able to catch out Steve, and Pwnecake may find himself in a bit of a trade as Box Toys goes down, and Pwnecake does get the push onto the corner. And Captain Soda actually catching him out before Pwnecake does. We're now into a 5v2 for Animal House. Not looking good. It's all up to Wicked Hex and Lipinski in the back.
Yeah, Wicked gonna have a tough approach here. I mean, both sides have been really tricky. Trip and Captain holding the angles really tightly. Wicked's still thinking there might be somebody behind him, but this defense does not seem like the type that would push out from this position. He's got to find Captain Soda here if they want to start pulling this back in their direction. And there it is. He's going to find the kill on Captain, start making the approach.
There's one right side, around middle. Around the...
Ooh, a trade. Trip and Lipinski after the call out from Ponecake do trade, and now it's a 3v1 all up the Wicked Hex. Actually getting revived, they're turning into a 4v1. Oh, and Wicked does catch 2 rotating. SMC Tactical down now, only to 2 left alive. Wicked's going to rotate around to the other stairwell, and a huge double kill popping up over the box.
Yeah, and he played that very well. Quick set of kills is going to put Animal House potentially back on the map here. C4 on that north side, not going to catch anybody. A smart rotation by Wicked. Three minutes left, still plenty of time to try to get these picks, but no 2 slouches left on SMC as Sickness and Ponecake look to hold the middle. Ooh, the tension is mounting. I can already feel it as he creeps this corner. Those comms are going to give him away, but the smoke toss. Interesting choice there to toss that smoke instead of capitalize on that positioning. And now Wicked Hex rotating around again as 2.5 minutes tick down, and he tries to find some way to get in. I think the approach here would be to come through the middle. Now, I think they'd be expecting north and south as Ponecake and Sickness both set up in a position to be able to see this approach. And there it is, the footsteps give him away. Ponecake grabs the quick rush kill on the corner, and Wicked Hex is out. Very nice play by him there, almost bringing that series back to even potentially a 1v1. SMC hold on, take that point and go up 3-2-1 in this final map. I don't know, what do you think? Are we, is this going to be it? Is SMC going to put together some kind of offensive shenanigans if they push this OBJ? Or are we still thinking an Animal House comeback is possible?
It's not middle upstairs, so it's definitely one of the tougher ones to approach. Kind of tucked into that back of the objective there. Ooh, I don't know. I think they can. Animal House are capable of taking this Volk round, but you know, there's all sorts of pick opportunities, and depending on how aggressive they get, you know, we'll see.
We will indeed. I am excited to see what kind of defense is set up here, and more than that, I'm interested if SMC will opt to go the upstairs route. I've been seeing a lot of teams abandoning that downstairs tunnel entrance approach to this OBJ, and instead opting to go full-on 5 members upstairs and push straight through. We'll see shortly. The teams are readied up, and the timer is hit. We are into what could be the last round of map 3 if SMC puts together an offense. But Animal House still looking to hang on and grab themselves 1 map out of this series. They are opting to go largely, yeah, in fact, entirely up top.
Lipinski in this pretty forward position is looking for an early pick over towards Soda and Pwnecake. I think Pwnecake sees him through the window, though. Wicked Hex catches Soda, but the refrag there, or a frag, sorry, from Pwnecake getting Lipinski, and now Wicked Hex getting a little aggressive, looking for Pwnecake here in the center.
Hey, we gotta watch the rear, guys.
Mr. Beefy's the one that's going to find Wicked clear across from the left side. Now Willow, the last one left on the outside here. Going to be looking for Beefy's position. The shots don't land. Beefy looking for the response, not going to get it either. But now they are on the outside of this building. Box Toys in danger here. Trip finds Willow on the outside as he makes that peek. And
Sickness is going to cap.
He has got pad out. This looks like the end. Box Toy's not going to check that window. He is indeed. And there it is. Sickness taken out before he can punch in that code. Box now having to rotate quite heavily as he runs right into Trip as he pushes through the center. And now it's a 1v2. Steven, the last one remaining on the OBJ. Could just run right into Steven here, but no. Trip wins the trade, grabs the kill. And SMC will take map 3 as well, sweeping the series out from under Animal House.
Nice job there from SMC. Trip going 7-2, and Pwnecake again 7 kills. Really quite a series for him today.
Yeah, that is 22 kills on the series for him overall. A very nice showing by him and the rest of the team. Trip, our resident VRML caster as well, doing a great job out there on the field, and a great series overall.
Definitely a fun one to spectate. SMC coming in strong today, proving they are the more coordinated team, the more practiced squad here. And yeah, just a real, I mean, overall 12-4 total score. So SMC really just choking out Animal House on Suburbia and Tanker.
Yeah, they did not have an easy time putting really anything together. Downfall, it seemed like they had a bit of a resurgence, but SMC able to hang on and sort of take the wind out of the sails of Animal House towards the end. Overall, a good series, though. I mean, there was tight plays from several players on both sides. SMC just showing a little bit more coordination than we saw on the Animal House side, and that put them up over the top for that series. A great game, though.
Absolutely. I think that's going to be it from us today, though. If you want to get involved in the league, head on over to vrmasterleague.com/onward, where you can register for a team, sign up for the Discord, Twitter, Twitch, get all of your info to get involved in the community and play some competitive esports in Onward. Also have some other games there you can get involved with, like Final Assault, Contractors, and Pavlov. So if you want to play esports in VR, this is the place to do it. So head on over to vrmasterleague.com and pick your selective game from there. Also, shout out to our sponsors, VR Cover and ProTube VR, for sponsoring the league. We always appreciate that. And we will see you guys in just a bit. My name is NightFiree 2Es. My co-caster, Noam with a 4. More Onward next week. Thanks for tuning in today. Bye-bye.
Have a good night, everyone.